Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Dark Asylum podcast presents the 13 Days of Halloween. Today, we're talking about the 2016 horror thriller gore fest, the Belko experiment.
Classic Belko experiment.
The classic. This one for me, I picked a couple artsy ones. I picked one found footage one because I love found footage. This one for me is just dumb fun. We're gonna have a bunch of corporate white collar executive people just kill the fuck out of each other. And there's no big deep meaning to it. There's no big scares. It's creepy. I think will qualify as a horror movie. But I just have so much fun with it.
Okay, so let me just go shit on you right now.
All right, we're done.
No, I love the movie, but I don't consider it horror. It was one of those thrillers.
Again with this shit.
It wasn't. It was more of a thriller. It wasn't.
It's more like any slasher movie.
No, it wasn't a slasher movie.
It's essentially a slasher movie with Dr. Cox as the monster.
I mean, that movie Jolt or whatever, Surge or whatever, with
both wonderful sodas, by the way.
Yes. Brandon Routh and the Asian dude from The Walking Dead. That movie's more of a horror movie than this was. I mean, same thing. A bunch of people in an office going around killing each other. But
how is that one a horror movie, but this one's not?
Because they get all rage infected and.
I'm just gonna let you two guys fight it out.
This one's essentially. Hold on. If we're going off this assessment, then according to you, the Saw movies aren't horror.
Damn, that's a long pause. And now disturbing noises.
No,
because this is essentially like a mass Saw experiment where the doors are locked. One of you are getting out of here.
The funny thing, this came out in 2016, so
yeah,
long before Squid Game, which it's very similar to.
Very Squid Game-ish.
Yeah,
yes.
And it's also very similar to Battle Royale, in a sense. And there's the Hunger Games, but I mean, Hunger Games was a little more in depth, but it's the same kind of concept, you know. It's almost like a contest game show kind of
social experiment.
Yeah, this one's more along the lines of a social experiment. But I mean, there is horror elements to it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I consider this one a horror more so than The Lighthouse, but it's just yeah, I consider this one more of a horror movie.
I'm not going to down somebody for thinking it's a horror movie. I'm not saying that they're wrong for calling it a horror movie. I just don't consider it a horror.
Okay.
I really enjoyed the movie.
Don't tell me you didn't get scared when I can't remember his name, Michael Cox, or not Michael Cox, John C. McGinley.
Yeah.
When the main character, because that's what I was thinking. The main character's name is Mike. When he's just standing there and he just got done out of this fight, and he comes out of the corner with an axe, yelling, "The night is mine!"
We should have saved fucking Lighthouse for last. Jesus.
Right.
So I mean, I've got some notes on it because this is again one of the first ones that I had watched and took heavy notes on. But
that's it.
All right, so it was nice to see a movie being distributed through Orion Pictures because I haven't seen that fucking logo in 20 years.
Right. It's always fucking weird.
It's so. I was like, holy shit, Orion! I was like, they're still
around?
Stuff?
What the fuck?
That was my first fucking question, or my first what the hell, And then I have a word here I wrote that I don't remember. I can't read my own writing.
This is why I write on the computer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I put on my notes, I would have buddied up with Michael Rooker just because it's fucking Michael Rooker.
That is Michael Rooker.
Yeah. And I've seen fucking Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer. I know that motherfucker can go off.
he got done dirty. He went out like
Yes.
cheap and fucking like lame. Like
So that was
crack.
That was one of my early notes. Later on in my notes, I said, "Well, fuck hanging out with Michael Rooker." So, and I don't understand. Like, does fucking James Gunn just like torturing his family?
Yes.
How does Polka Dot Man take out fucking?
Yes, this Polka Dot Man took out fucking. I forget his name in Guardians.
I completely forgot. I didn't realize he was in it, and then that happens. I'm like, is that fucking Polka Dot Man?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then how fucked up is it? Hold on. That one chick survives and like helps people out like through almost 90% of the movie, and then an elevator door opens and she gets taken out.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
There's some fucked up stuff, man.
That was fucked up. She like was fucking killing it, surviving and shit, dude, and all of a sudden, pow.
Yeah. I said, what is it? Fuck any place wanting to put a chip in my head. So,
Yeah.
I would have fucking quit. I'd have been like, I'm out, sorry. John C. McGinley's always an asshole and everything. I don't think he's ever been a sympathetic character in anything I've ever seen.
In, what is it, Wild Hogs, where he plays a gay cop and tries to fuck everybody.
Oh. He played, what was it, a gay settler in Wagons East? I think it's a reoccurring theme with him. I don't know. But, and the use of a paper cutter is fucking, not since The Punisher have I been that impressed. So, anyway. those fucking chopped paper cutters. I mean, take that fucking bolt off of there and you got yourself a machete.
Right.
Very good stuff. But, like I said, I mean, I had come across Battle Royale from word of mouth years ago, and I loved it. And then fucking Hunger Games came out, and I'm like, hey, it's just like Battle Royale, and everyone thought I was an asshole. And then Belko Experiment, I'm like, hey, it's Battle Royale. I mean, anything where people are pitted up against each other to try and kill each other off, I just, like, want to go watch Battle Royale again. But this one was, like, different enough that I didn't think it was a complete rip-off of the concept. So, I liked it a lot, actually. I was surprised.
Like I said, I liked the movie.
Yeah. Yeah, and I do give it horror props because, I mean, some of the deaths in there are straight up horror.
Yeah.
You know, so...
Well, so here's the thing. I wouldn't flip out and, like, kick over a shelf if it was in the horror section.
No! God! This does not belong here!
What is this?
But just, to me, I don't feel that it's a horror movie. It doesn't give me enough points of it to be a horror movie. I mean, like I said, I'm not going to judge anybody.
And you're wrong, and that's okay.
So a quick aside, just real quick. When I worked in a video store, we had this one lady who was always pissy about Nightmare Before Christmas being in the kids section, and she'd always put it in the horror section.
Fuck off.
I'm like, what? This doesn't belong here. This is in a kids movie. I'm like, the Nightmare Before Christmas isn't a kids movie? And she would, like, every time she came in, every couple of weeks, she would move it back over. And if she didn't make a big stink of it, we would just go through and do inventory and find it in the fucking horror section. But, yeah, I know people that have actually done that, so V doing it whenever he sees us in the horror section wouldn't be too far-fetched.
But no, like I said, I want to freak out about it not being what I consider horror. I'm not going to judge anybody for considering it horror. I'm not going to say they're wrong. I'm not going to say I'm right or wrong. It's just that's my belief. I know you will. You say a lot of things that nobody cares about or wishes you would not because it hurts feelings and makes them want to go cry in a puddle of sand. I don't know.
Jesus.
Okay.
I can't play the sad violin music anymore.
Yeah. So I brought up the Wikipedia for the movie, and it says the Belko Experiment is a 2006 American horror thriller film.
Oh! Eat that dick!
And I can hear him clicking right now. He's going into Wikipedia to change it.
I put it. I don't put it as a thriller though. I put it as a, like, kind of a comedy, horror comedy.
There's some comedic elements to it. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I get that too. There's so many things that it could it could be covered under.
Right.
You know, comedy, drama, foreign film. I mean, it takes place
in South America.
Yeah, it's a foreign movie.
Yeah, like you're driving. You're like, hey, there's this new job. We got to put microchips in your head. Okay, we're driving, and it's just in this empty field with this big corporate building.
Yeah, I think I'd have a problem with that.
I have a problem with a lot of things on that.
I think I'd have a problem going to work that day when I noticed people being turned around and sent home.
Yes.
Yeah, there was a lot.
I would have been like, yeah, no, peace out, dude. If fucking Stan gets to go home, I'm going home.
Fucking Stan. But I do we even talk about what the actual fucking plot is? We just talked to
I think I sort of did.
So yeah, so they're all these office workers are locked in this building out in the middle of nowhere where they do their day jobs, and like over the loudspeaker that tells them basically they have to fucking kill all of each other, and
There has to be one left.
One left. So yeah,
79 die, 1 live. Who will it be?
yeah, and then you get like the vets, the old veterans, fucking banding together. And you get like the IT guy. Like, it's just like the whole office dynamic is just ramped up to 11.
Dude, the fucking stoners.
Yeah, which is fucking Sean Gunn basically. It's just running around talking about conspiracies.
Guess what? He gets killed horribly.
Yeah, just being Sean Gunn.
James Gunn is just off camera masturbating to it.
He just loves killing his family, man.
Fucking, you got. Oh, what's his face?
And there was a lot of like familiar faces that you're like, oh, it's that guy, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
So you got Tony Goldwyn, which for me he was like he was the boss, but I hadn't seen his ass since fucking Ghost.
Right.
Anyone remembered? Like he was the bad guy in Ghost. He was, you know, his buddy that fucking killed him or had him killed. But yeah, I hadn't seen him in years. I was like, oh shit, he's still around. That's awesome. And then John C. McGinley, of course, which is always an asshole in every fucking movie he's ever been in. But I mean, Point Break was the big one for me with him.
Who's the guy who plays Shooter McGavin?
Oh, that's another guy.
He's like this generation's that.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, if you ever watched Parker Lewis Can't Lose. I know it's come up in the show a couple times, but it was nice to see Kubiak running around still.
Yeah.
Like, he was still doing stuff. I was like, oh, fuck, it's Kubiak. And then Michael Rooker, of course, you know, shit like that. It was cool to see all these people you hadn't seen in a long time doing stuff. You know, like, they're all together in this one kind of low-budget, unknown movie.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, it was fun. I liked it. Anytime you get a bunch of people together and tell them they gotta be fucking the most vile that they can, it always makes for a good show.
Yeah.
You know. But
like I said, this wasn't an artsy one. This wasn't one with like a deep meaning. This one was just a good dumb fun.
yeah. Oh yeah. And it was like it's funny too because you kind of think about like if you were in that situation, like what would you do? Would you buddy up with people? Would you go be the loner? What would you pick for weapons? What would you know, it makes you think while it's happening, like how the fuck would I do this differently?
Be Ramboing everybody.
Yeah. It's just I would head for that paper cutter right away because that shit's just invaluable.
You're locked in here with me.
Yeah. Exactly. But no, I liked it a lot. It was probably one of my favorite ones that I hadn't seen out of the bunch so far.
Stay clear away from V in that situation.
Yeah. Well, Kubiak got done in. I think they're very similar. It's like, you know, one chop to the Achilles and Big V's going down.
Yeah.
As soon as he overstayed his usefulness. It's just
Look at the flowers, V.
Yeah, just give him a quick Judd Crandall in the back of the leg. The fucking oh yeah, there he goes. I can hit that Achilles and he's done.
Alright, sever heads.
I'm going 4.5 on this one.
Oh.
Like I said, this is probably one of my favorite ones out of the bunch.
I was gonna do 4.
4?
No, I was going to give it 4.5.
Ooh,
Nice.
This is a big ranking one. So that means that people got to go out and fucking find it. it was a task for me to find this one too.
Like I said, it was a really good movie, and even though I didn't consider it horror, I still put it up there high because it was a good movie. It was fun to watch.
Yeah. Sometimes you need that shit. You just need a fun movie. Fuck it. If it's
I think the reason why I don't categorize it as horror is because there wasn't anything that gave me that like scare. It was like I didn't have that feel of anything shocking or like popping out at me. It was just people running around slaughtering each other.
See, there's different aspects to a horror movie. Like this one didn't give me scares, but it gave me anxiety.
Yes.
Which, like, because you think about it, like,
what worse.
The fuck? Yeah, like, what the fuck would I do in this situation? You know, oh my god, you know. So
how the fuck is the hero gonna pull out of this? What the fuck?
Yeah, stuff like that. So I mean, it did have aspects of it. It wasn't much on scares, except for like a head blowing up every like out of nowhere, shit like that.
You see, I know what I would do. I'd do the same thing that one chick did: stay hidden, let everybody kill each other, and just hope I was randomly not one that got my head exploded. And at the end, when the one dude thought he was the last one, more than likely he would have dropped his guns because he's all exhausted and start walking. I'd just pick up something and take him out.
The bigger question is how would you be hidden?
There is plenty of places to hide there that
it's just you just standing there with a lampshade over your head.
Right.
Can't find me.
Jesus. Yeah, well, he could hide if he wants to, I'm sure. There's a lot of floors on that fucking place. I mean, come on.
It's like the fucking Kool-Aid man just burst through a wall.
Jesus. Oh yeah.
Sorry guys, I was hiding.
Come on. All right, so what's your Halloween question, Zach?
This one we're gonna role play.
Uh-oh, he put some thought into this, you could tell.
We are going to cast each other as horror movie tropes, like who's final girl, who would be first to die, who's the comic relief, who's the skeptic.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So for Zach, I would cast him as like that fucking asshole jock that's in every fucking horror movie.
I fucking knew that was gonna happen too.
That's usually the first to die.
Well, like I mean, in Friday the 13th, it's always that like really aggressive. Let's fucking drink, you fucking pussy. You know, I was like, right. Oh, there's Zach.
I was gonna say Chris Hemsworth from Cabin in the Woods.
Yes, that's the trope basically right there. And
don't worry, I got this. Jump on a bike and do it.
Smash.
4-0. For V, I would pick an Asylum inmate. not the one that goes around killing, but just like one of the side ones that's staring up at the ceiling.
One of the ones that's like,
like if it were Halloween, he'd be one of the other inmates that got out. He wouldn't be Michael Myers, but he'd be like, you know, the one that got thrown in there for, you know, banging trash cans in the middle of the night or something. You know, you get this weird guy out of here.
So I'm the cram eater.
The Indian from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yes, there you go. Perfect. That's him right there. So that's good. He gets out at the end.
Just picks up a fucking drinking fountain and throws it.
Yep. All right.
What would you cast yourself?
Me? Oh shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. We were casting ourselves.
I wasn't going to, but now I'm interested.
Yeah.
I don't know. The chick from Blair Witch 2. That'd be me. Just
which one?
The goth chick.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I'd just be like the sarcastic asshole that doesn't fucking stand a chance because they're the sarcastic asshole.
I'm gonna say Darkness is the one who's like useful in a conflict situation, but is definitely the one who will like have a zombie bite and hide it.
I probably would. Come on, guys. No, it's fine.
Big V would be like my I forget the term. Is it red herring killer?
Yeah.
Where like everybody thinks it's him, but it's really somebody else.
V's the obvious choice,
And he's
but, yeah.
he's really the Indian from one who ends up killing the killer.
There you go.
Like you don't for half the movie you don't see like you think it's him, and the killer's a big guy, and then right when you're about ready to see who the killer is, Big V rushes from the side. The light is mine.
And how would you cast yourself?
Dr. Cox from the Belko experiment. I'll be the final boss.
The final boss?
Yeah. I'll be a raging asshole and still die, but like you're gonna have to fight through my minions.
Yeah, that's about it too.
Right.
Accurate. Alright, V.
So yeah, I got Zach as that asshole skeptic that doesn't believe anything that's going on and is like, oh, you're fucking crazy. No, Jimmy didn't get killed. And then
There are monsters outside, and then I go outside and get hit by a monster.
the first one to be taken out by like
Yeah.
It's a school bluefish. It's just always the skeptic about everything.
Darkness would be. I actually put Darkness as like the killer.
Wow.
Darkness
Alright.
is that guy. No, you're that you know you sit back, you're quiet. You're nobody notices when you're not around. So like when you're off killing somebody, they think you're there.
Okay.
And he's not like your traditional killer either. He's Steve Buscemi from Billy Madison Killer.
All right. I can see it actually.
No, it's you're that quiet. Like you offer up those helpful things that aren't really that helpful. Like you're throwing everybody off. Yeah, and then me, I'd be that. You know, there's always that one person that gets made fun of throughout the whole movies, and
Oh Jesus!
you
here
know,
we
you
go.
feel bad when they die. Like I'll be walking through the woods, like, you know, shoving my face with pity food, and then I bump into Jason and look up, and I'm like, "Hurr," with like chocolate drooling out my mouth, and then he smashes my head against the tree.
Oh no, not that guy!
No. Shit. Okay.
You know the one I'm talking about?
I do.
Yeah,
what was it like?
I
Friday
do.
the 13th 7?
Well, there's that every movie, almost every slasher movie, like something like that. You have that one, or you know,
The one lovable guy who's kind of stupid, but like,
Well,
yeah,
that's
he's
that
just got
lovable-
a bag of chocolate, and he's just stuffing his face and crying,
Well,
and runs
it's
into
just-
fucking
it's
Freddy.
just- it's that character. It's either a guy or a girl who's like pretty much made fun of, and you're like, okay, they're not going to die because they've done nothing wrong. They're not fucking in the woods. They're not shooting up heroin, and it's right after they get like something horrible happening to them. Like you already feel bad because they just got like the porta potty tipped on them and they're covered in shit. And they're fucking moping around in wherever, whether it's the woods or the fucking park or whatever.
poop now.
And they're like, oh, why does this shit always happen to me? And they bump into the killer and they look up and they're like, oh, hey, mister. Oh! And their head gets yeah.
So V's basically Carrie without the telekinetic revenge. Just gets fucked with the whole time and doesn't get his revenge. But then gets killed at the end. Yeah, that would be... That's fucked. But yeah,
Hey, but
yeah,
at least I make it at least 3/4 of the way through the movie.
that's true. Was it Crispin Gloven's character in one of the Friday the 13th? It was just like the same kind of thing. Like he knew magic tricks or something, and
Yeah.
everyone just shunned his ass, and he just was out walking around by himself.
I thought that was Crispin Glover in like Willard or wherever the fuck that movie was.
No, he was in Willard too, the remake of that, but he was in one of the Friday the 13th. as like basically that guy.
You ever see the clip of him doing karate on David Letterman?
Yes. Yes, I have. I don't know how I feel about that, but
He was on cocaine.
oh, big time. That dude was he's still out there. But yeah, so
Alright,
sounds good to me. Fuck.
very good. That was the Belko experiment. Go watch it.
Yeah.
Universally loved.
Yeah. It got at least 4 severed heads from
I
everybody.
think this is the second movie we've all agreed on.
Yeah, so we got what, Brain Scan and Belko Experiment.
Belko experiment.
Nice. Just gotta find one of these that we all like. So, all right, there you go, Belko Experiment.
Stay tuned for tomorrow.